Let's learn about art. In this video, we will learn about the element of art called line. When you hear the word line, what do you think of? Maybe you think of waiting in line for your turn. Maybe you think of some power lines carrying electricity to your home. And if you've ever been fishing, you might think of the fishing line on your fishing pole. Artists think about line too. And when they do, it's because they are using it to make art. Let's learn about lines and see some different lines artists use to make their artwork. So, what is a line, actually? In art, a line is the path of a moving point. Let's see what that means. Here's a point. When it moves, it leaves a path behind it, right? But instead of footsteps, it leaves a line. You can make a line by putting the point of your pencil on your paper and then moving it across the page. See? It's as easy as that. There are a lot of different kinds of lines you can make art with. Let's look at a few. First are straight lines. Straight lines aren't wiggly, bumpy, or twisted up. They just march right along, straight as an arrow. In fact, an arrow is a great example of a straight line. And so is a lollipop stick, a flagpole, and even a pencil. Now these lines are made up of straight lines that zip back and forth. Lines that do that are called zigzags. Zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag. Zigzags are fun. Lightning bolts, the letter Z, and mountains can look like zigzags. Next up are curved lines. Curved lines are more relaxed. Curved lines turn this way and that to make things like circles, ovals, and rainbows. Curved lines can make the curve of a face, the turn of a smile, or the petal on a flower. Curved lines are everywhere. But what if you started a curved line and kept going around and around and around? You'd have a spiral line. You can find spirals in seashells, snails, and yummy cinnamon rolls. Wavy lines are another kind of curved line. They're kind of like zigzags, but softer. They have round edges instead of sharp ones. Wavy lines can remind you of ocean waves, rolling hills, and even long, long hair. But what if your wavy line got all twisted up? Then you get a fun loopy line. Look at all the loopy loops all stuck together. Loopy lines look like coils, curly spaghetti, and roller coasters. Now all of those lines are great, but there's even more you can do with them. When you draw a line, any line, from the top to the bottom, It's called a vertical line. Straight lines, zigzags, wavy lines, loopy lines, it doesn't matter. They can all be vertical lines. But then, when you draw a line from side to side, it's a horizontal line. Whether they're straight, zigzag, wavy, or loopy, a line that looks like it's laying down for a rest is a horizontal line. But what about when a line doesn't go from top to bottom and doesn't go from side to side either? When a line is in between and slants across the page, it's a diagonal line. Diagonal lines are like fun slides at the playground. And guess what? Straight lines, zigzags, wavy lines, and loopy lines can all be diagonal lines too. Wow! Lines can do a lot. But don't go yet, 'cause there's more. Lines can be dotted, thick or thin. If you use little dots or dashes to make a line, it's a dotted line. If you make a line nice and fat, it's a thick line. And if you make a line super duper skinny, it's a thin line. Check out these spirals, curved lines, wavy lines, zigzags, straight lines, and loopy lines. They look fancy now, don't they? Artists use all of these different lines to make their art, and you can too. Which lines would you like to draw with?